All right, so now moving on to the women's side.
All right.
The greatest women's sprinters of the decade. And when we say decade, to clarify, just from my memory, because I feel like I'm young enough, I'm going to just say 2010 till now.
2010 till now. That's the decade we're working with.
Okay, so we're adding a few extra years, but anyway, we're not math teachers right now.
Listen.
So that said, who are you going with? Because I already said I need records and I need championships.
All right. So off the bat, there's probably a couple, but off the bat, I initially thought of Aaliyah Hobbs. So Aaliyah Hobbs has won NCAA championships indoors and out, 60
That's interesting.
and 100. She broke the NCAA record. She didn't win the 2. She hasn't won the 2. She's 60, 100.
That's really
she
just
has
her.
NCAA titles, has NCAA record. I think she was close to the outdoor record. She ran 10.85, I think. She never got the 100-meter outdoor record. But Aaliyah Hobbs made a mark for LSU. And,
Okay.
she was one. That's initially who comes to
I'm
mind.
going to skip to the bottom line already. Julian Alfred, next question.
Julian Alfred. Okay, well, let's look at Julian.
We'll talk about other people. But she's going to get this topic. She's going to get this category.
Okay, so give me, why Julian Alfred?
Collegiate record holder indoors in the 60 and the 200. Dangerously close to those records outdoors in the 1 and the 2.
Yep.
You could blame it on the wind to keep it a buck because I was checking week to week.
I mean, wind is wind. She doesn't have the records, though.
It's not her fault that it was windy in the races that they put her out there.
I mean, no one's going to remember that.
And she was winning.
No one's going to remember that years later when...
Yeah, but I mean, I already been over this, man. Okay, look, this ain't even relevant. Why are we still doing this whole wind gauge FAT foolishness? We got computers. We got calculators.
It's fair.
Like they have adjusted calculators. I've used them.
Yeah,
so we should have like fully converted timing. It is what it is. But Julian Alfred, it was her.
It's fair.
For
Julian,
that year.
That year. She
That
dominated.
was it. And she was the collegiate
dominated.
record holder 2 years prior.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, I was going to say, so of course last year, but then the year before in 2022, she won outdoors
in 100, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm saying the nine of the 10 fastest 60 meters ever recorded in college by a woman are by her.
No, you're right. It is
9
of
the
crazy.
10 fastest.
It is
It was
kinda
at a
crazy.
point where every time she ran that season, she ran faster than any woman had ever run in college.
That's true.
What were y'all gonna do?
That's true. And she ran like globally the second fastest 60 meter all time when she was in
6'9".
college. So, okay, Julian Alfred. I actually like Julian Alfred. So what about, on that same vein, what about Abby Steiner? Now, she doesn't, maybe she's not top, but
She's in the conversation, yeah.
she's back-to-back
we had
indoor 200. She won the outdoor 200 the 1 year. She finished pretty high in the, and of course she has an NCAA record in the 200.
the thing that people keep knocking her on is that when we say sprinter, we always expect you to be 1-2. That's what we expect.
Yeah.
And the truth is, she's a 200-meter sprinter. Like as far as I'm concerned, I think that's abundantly clear. When's the last time she ever ran 100 and did it at a level that made you think she was going to win a major championship?
Well,
in college or beyond.
Well, in college, she got.
She never won NCAA.
She never won, but she was in that.
She'd be in the final, but like
I mean, she finished like third place or something like that. Abby Steiner
making the final is not the same thing as winning it.
That's true.
You know this.
It's true, but it's not like she just made the final and finished 8th place. There's a couple athletes who like made
She didn't even
finals
go
and we
top
don't
2
know.
though.
But like she was in that conversation.
She's in the conversation.
And she was running.
Don't get me wrong.
It's not like she was running 11 flats.
Okay, what about Jenna Prandini?
Jenna Prandini?
She won the 100.
She won the 100. She never won the 2.
Well, she was jumping as well.
She was jumping,
and we can't count that.
And it's like the thing about Jenna is like, but she only won once.
Yeah, she won.
And
she won the 100
didn't have
once.
like fast times. She ran like 10.9 maybe.
You know how Jordan said in basketball, you can't compare eras.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the clock and we can. The problem is you got to understand that like technology, resources, training regimens, all that. There's stuff that they got right now. When I became a college coach, they got these kids out here with Normatec on their legs. They didn't have Normatec when I was in college.
Oh man!
You know, like Theraguns like came out when I'm leaving college.
Yeah.
Like it became a thing. None of them that expensive. Now I'm walking around Marshalls and there's like a fake Theragun, like
Dude,
for like
it's
$49.99.
crazy. Yeah,
when this thing was like expensive.
You could buy these things like.
I'm just saying, like winning to me matters just as much as the clock.
Okay, that's fair.
You can't just put it all on the clock.
So I guess I just wouldn't put Jenna in the same conversation as like Abby
That's
or
fair.
Julian or anyone. So who I was thinking of also early part of the decade, but was Kimberlyn Duncan. She ran for LSU.
She was the girl or the woman for that matter while I was in college.
Yeah.
Where it felt like it's her and then everyone else.
Everyone else. And she had back-to-back titles in the 200, indoors and out. She didn't, break any records, but she was that. And I think arguably...
Because LSU, well, I mean, we're talking about individuals,
Yeah.
But they've been the sprint program. It was them in Oregon duking it out.
Yeah, they've exactly them in Oregon. They've been dominating for, I mean, decades. Obviously,
2010 to 2020, it was them two.
they were. Yeah,
If you didn't go to either of those, you weren't winning anything in the
Yeah.
sprint. If you were one.
because you had English Gardner, Jenna Prandini, Hannah
Hannah
Cunliffe,
Cunliffe,
right?
who transferred over there.
That's true. That's true. But then, yeah, you had so many from LSU. Obviously, Aaliyah Hobbs we spoke about recently.
Deja Stevens, we left her out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Deja Stevens.
But it is what it is.
I'm a actually. I feel like Kimberlyn Duncan deserves a lot. She actually might be higher.
She's the most underrated as far as like for what the reason you're mentioning.
And I think because she didn't do much in her pro career afterwards, but while she was in the
Yeah.
NCAA, she was like that girl.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there anyone else we might be missing? Right? We said Julian Alfred.
I mean, the thing is, nobody's standing out. I mean, you had Kemba Nelson. She's Oregon as well.
I mean, but she never won out.
She won
the 60.
She won one of the years
She won the
where
60.
Julian was supposed to win, and she did it.
Yeah, she won the 60 meters indoors in 2021, from what I remember.
That's when Julian was supposed to win it.
Yeah.
And she underachieved.
And
yeah.
she under. So Kemba's in there. I don't know.
Favor O'Philly gets slept on because she was never winning anything because she had
never won.
Abby in front of her. Then she had Julian in front of her.
She had everybody. Yeah,
Like
But
it was she just happened to be running at the wrong time.
Yeah, she was running. I think she was the first woman to run sub 22.
Remember, the reason why you can't just go off of the clock. Allison Felix, if you brought her to today's era, she would have ran faster than what she was running.
Yeah, exactly.
The climbs she was
True.
running, to just keep it a buck across her career, absolutely all respect. Those times don't hold up to what we see now,
true,
especially
it's
when
true.
she would know what would have been her college years. But
Yeah.
I don't think that matters as much
It
because
doesn't.
in this era, she would have ran what she had to run because she would have had Norma Tech and she would have had all that extra stuff to make sure that she was straight.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. No, it's fair. Yeah, the clock.
Like if she had to run 21, she would have.
She would have found a way. Exactly. You match up to your competition, right? You rise up to your competition. So, all right. So, yeah, I think in general, we got everybody. I can't think of like anyone else. I know we didn't mention in the 400 anyone who was like a standout.
But was there anybody who dominated multiple years in a row?
Probably not dominated, right? Because you have Lena Irby Jackson. She won the 400 once. Talitha Diggs won a couple times, but like
She's probably the closest that we saw, and then because even when Britton Wilson came in recently,
But-
it wasn't like she just kept lighting it up by taking all the medals.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's supposed to take them all.
Yeah.
and she took them one time,
yeah,
and then after that, it was like
that was it.
again, greatness is hard to achieve.
It is.
and it's supposed to be.
Exactly. That's
It's
the point,
supposed
right?
to be. People think that I think we be handing it out like it's candy.
I know
Like,
it's fair.
You gotta know what it feels like. Because I'm gonna even add this. Most D1 athletes know what it was to feel great because in high school that's what we felt like. In my league, which is not important, I don't lose ever. We show up to the meets, the gun goes off, I run ahead of y'all, I look back at y'all, I laugh. And then
that's what
I
these
go
pro-
walk over to the results to see my time because I'm not worried about the placement.
Or maybe you don't even go check. You just go to your coach to talk about how the race went. You don't even think about the time sometimes, right? No, that's
And you
what
do
these
that
top
for like a
athletes are
year or
doing.
two straight.
Yeah,
And
until
then you show up to D1 and realize you average. So
No, yeah,
I'm just saying, like, greatness is hard to achieve.
it is. It is.
It
yeah.
really is.
I think for the most part we got most of the women. Yeah, there was no one on the 400. Who else I can think of? Shout out to like Kendall Ellis. I know she won indoors at one point and also broke like the NCAA
USC,
record.
right?
USC.
Okay.
Also, someone like shout out to like Phyllis Francis or Shawnee Miller-Weibo.
Oregon.
They
Where'd she go?
she went to Georgia, but she was only there 1 year. She broke
Okay.
I think she broke the NCAA indoor
Oh,
record
man.
or
See,
something.
I must have missed that. I apologize.
that was like 2013. She was like one and done.
I
and
wasn't
then-
paying attention.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention.
that was 2013. Shawnee Miller-Weibo broke that. She ran like something crazy indoors, won the NCAA title, and then she just went pro. She was like,
Yeah.
forget it.
But that's why Sha'Carri doesn't get in this conversation because
mean,
she
you
won it
can't.
once.
Once.
Showed up once, she won it.
Yeah.
Indoors, she did make the 60 final. She wasn't really relevant in terms of winning that final.
Exactly.
Just-
It
I mean-
wasn't until, and even you can argue, leading up to when Sha'Carri won the title and broke the record, she wasn't like the top girl.
But she was getting
She was-
notoriety.
she was
though.
getting there,
'Cause
right?
I think
She
she
run-
put down a fast race at
yeah,
SECs
she put down a
that
fast
people
race,
noticed.
SECs and regionals.
Melissa Jefferson would have made this conversation if her race at USA's happened at NCAA's
That's a good point.
because she won the
She
60
won 60 indoors
from Coastal Carolina
actually,
University.
Yes, she was
And
like
then-
she's one of those where it's like you're not in the SEC, you're not in the Big 12,
Yeah.
but you're winning. But she didn't win outdoors in the 100.
But she, I mean, I did a video on her last year, and she had her own come up story though.
It's true.
It wasn't like she showed up even at the
Yeah.
Sun Belt or whatever they were at that time. Again,
Yeah.
it's hard to keep track with all this realignment. But like, regardless, she didn't just show up and just destroy it. Like, she was really good.
She was progressing.
But then, like, yeah, she take those.
Yeah.
And when she won that 60, no one saw that coming.
At all.
Because she was running times in that meet. She wasn't running prior to the meet.
At all. Like, yeah, she shocked everybody. But then
So,
carried
and then she
through,
goes to USA's and, because she lost at NCAA, I think she got like 8th.
Yeah, it was a bomb.
And then she comes
It
to
was a
USA's
bomb.
and wins it with wind.
Yep.
Since we're not converting the times like I tried to tell y'all. I mean, if somebody want to put money behind it, I'm here to help you get it done. We can make a killing and put FAT out of business. So,
My name is Anderson from The Final Leg.
and I'm Coach Rob from SCA Track and Field. And thank you for watching this segment from The Finish Line.
If you want to know what's really going on at the high school and college level, be sure to subscribe to Coach Rob Track and Field.
And if you want more content on the best track and field athletes in the world, be sure to subscribe to The Final Leg.